Hello everyone, how's it going? My name's Impeccable, and welcome back to a brand new livestream where we are starting somewhere where I haven't been for many months. We are not on our regular 1.1 playthrough. In fact, we are currently over in our creative world. And that is because just before we start to unlock phase 3 today, we've got a couple of things that we need to get done. The first of which is calculating the best recipes for plastic and rubber, because essentially I'm going to have a dedicated video coming out soon talking about it, and I want to try and show you guys some of the behind the scenes and how I do all my maths behind it and how I decide what recipe is best. So I thought we'll go through that a little bit today. After we do that, which hopefully shouldn't take too long, we'll then head back over to our original 1.1 playthrough. Let's hopefully try to unlock phase 3. I've made sure everything's okay, we have got all the items needed. So in theory, all I've got to do is press a button in the hub. Oh, actually, technically, no, it's the space elevator, isn't it? Shoot the parts up, and essentially, there you go, phase 3 is unlocked. And then we have aluminium, then we have the mega factories, and this is where the fun begins. Today is basically where the fun begins. I'm very excited, hope that you guys are as well. If you are watching the VOD, I'm live pretty much every single day, so feel free to subscribe if you so wish. If you don't want to, then again, that's completely fine as well. Welcome, Dirk, first one here today. Hope that you are doing well. So, that's where we just were. One thing that I actually got to try and think about are these Mark 6 conveyor belts. Because again, I haven't unlocked these yet, but just the look of them is really cool. Just as some sort of pattern there, it could be really good to try and utilize. I've actually recorded quite a few videos over here, so that's my video where I recorded about the conveyor lifts, the personal elevators. Then I recorded a video over here talking about, oh yeah, the vertical mergers, I think it was. Oh wait, no, it was the conveyor throughput stuff, which is quite nice. And then I think I was talking about some sort of like vertical mergers and splitters, right? Yeah, regardless, I have recorded quite a few videos over here, and of course the main one up here being the everything new in update 1.1 stuff, where there we go, I talk a lot more about everything else. But the main reason why I've come back over here is because I've got all the machines laid out, so it's nice and easy for me to select what I need to select. And essentially, I've already made a couple of the plastic recipes. The first one is the most basic plastic recipe. Everyone can essentially unlock it straight away when you get plastic, that is. And we'll be making 100 plastic and 100 rubber for all of these examples. So here we need 150 crude oil, we get 27 heavy oil residue as a byproduct, and that's all the information about that. And over here we require less crude oil. We get more heavy oil residue in return, but I believe there's a lot more power required, and you have to get water involved as well. And now this is the thing that I want to try and get onto today. So the 100 plastic, and this is the recycled plastic recipe, which in my opinion is the hardest one to do, but it's also I think it's probably going to be the best. But this is why I'm doing the calculations right now. I don't even know if it's going to be the best. But essentially, is it nighttime again? Are you joking me? Where's the sun? No, the sun's miles away. Let's try and get my bearings. Oh wait, no, that is setting. Are you kidding me? Every single time I start a stream, it's night. Every single time? Regardless. Have I got any slugs on me? No. That's annoying, but I know where I have got some slugs. So let's travel back to the Rocky Deserts, which I believe I should also have, there we go, a portal over there. Yeah, I've recorded quite a lot of stuff over here. Like, this world is just filled with random stuff everywhere. It really is. Yeah, phase 3, in case you guys forgot what we get in phase 3, essentially it's all the aluminium stuff, which is rather exciting. And I believe drones, and drones is going to be a very important part of my playthrough. So, most certainly, we are looking forward to that. Although, with the aluminium stuff, I think what I want to try and do immediately is, maybe today, maybe not, I don't know, get some sort of aluminium production sorted, like a very temporary one. Where we get some bauxite coming in, we get some alclad aluminium sheets being, or potentially tens of thousands of alclad aluminium sheets in total being spared up. Dune Deserts, no. Where do I want to go? I think it's you, isn't it? Yeah. And that would be quite important for us, because I need those alclad aluminium sheets to unlock Mark 5 conveyor belts. And then I need those Mark 5 conveyor belts to then build an aluminium facility where I can make better aluminium products. And, of course, more of them as well. There we go. 100 per minute. So we are going to be needing 50 rubber and 50 fuel. Okay. So something a little bit like this. There we go. I can then most likely remove you there for now. And I think I'm going to need you eventually, but not as of right now. So again, I can remove that. And then your fuel, you're not water anymore. So you have to turn to the dark side now. Turn to that. There we go. Great. Moving on now, because fuel is going to require a few other things. So let's actually move you on slightly. Where? There seems decent. Can always move it a bit later if I so need. So fuel requires heavy oil residue. I don't know how much of that we're going to need per minute, so I'll just leave that there for now. And you're also going to need water. This recipe is called diluted fuel, and it's absolutely fantastic. I've mentioned it in a ton of my videos, but essentially I do truly believe that this is the best, or at least one of the best recipes in Satisfactory. Let me just make sure that I'm definitely live, by the way. There we go, we are. Sometimes I press start record and it doesn't actually start recording, which is quite annoying, or start streaming. Happened a couple times already. Make sure that we are selecting the right ones there. Fantastic, and you're a bit too thick. Lovely. Great, so 50 fuel. And have I calculated the machines, by the way? So, welcome Vinod, hope that you're doing well. So you require 1.7 refineries. Okay, the way that I'm going to be doing this is that, and then ref 2, and then 166, technically 167%. There we go. Great, moving on now. We have got our 50 fuel, which is made here. No. So you're only going to require one blender at 50% efficiency. That's fine. And I believe that was, let's see, 25 water. No, 50 water. Okay. And 25 heavy oil residue. That's not bad. That is not bad. And again, we said one blender. If I can, there we go. At 50% efficiency. What I then do, let's say I've got like 5 refineries, I then add up all my refineries and the percentage of how much of that refinery I'm using. For example, rather than saying 2 refineries, that's 60 megawatts. Whereas 2 refineries at 167% efficiency is 50 megawatts. So the megawatts calculation would be completely off if I didn't do this strategy, essentially. So even though this takes me a lot longer to do, I do it for you guys. It's a bit better for you, and it makes it a bit easier to understand as well. What are we doing in today's stream? We are unlocking phase 3, but we're also doing some rubber and some plastic calculations here as well to see what recipe is truly best. I'll then make it into a video at the very end as well. So yeah, we're doing quite a lot today, but it should be a fun stream, I'm hoping. So am I doing water extractors? I am. Right, so I don't think we're using any more water unless I want to redo this again. So what are we going to do here? I think, you know what I'll do? I'll get you. Yeah, as of right now, we're doing some best recipe research because I'm going to be needing plastic rubber soon. So I want to get this out of the way so I don't have to do this again. So 50 rubber should be... Let's see. Go back into here. That's the one. That's going to be 3 more refineries and 75 crude oil. Okay. That's not bad. So we'll do that. 1, 2, 3. That. And then again, refinery 3 at 250% efficiency. Are we going to be needing anything else? No, because what we can then do is with the heavy oil residue that we get from this, if I just increase you out here very quickly. There we go. Grab that, place it somewhere down over here as well. I did a complex recipe that turned 1 crude oil into 3 rubber or plastic. Oh, wow. It's like 5 oil recipes, so that it does sound efficient, but also I do want to try and do a recipe that isn't too overly complicated as well. It's trying to find that balance between like a good recipe and a recipe that isn't massively over complex. If I put you there, no, move you down here. Great. So again, is that 50 rubber and 50 heavy oil residue, then 75 crude oil? It is, yes. So that's basically all of our calculations done there. Regarding the resources, the only thing we are going to need is 50 water and 75 crude oil. So 50 water, 75 crude oil, brilliant. Machines required. Down here we can see it's going to be 5 refineries. Okay. And then we are consuming 413%. So 100 is 30 megawatts. 3, 6, now it's 120. Roughly 126 megawatts just for that. 126. There we go. Water extractors. Yeah, again, we need one of those. Also need the blender, so let's move that over there if we can. So, because you're only making 50, that's less than half, because one water extractor can handle 120 water. 60 is half of that. So we're looking at like, and also one of them is 20 megawatts. So it's about 8 megawatts worth of power there. Our blender is 75 megawatts though. Half of that, we'll go 38. It's actually 37.5, but I don't want to do 0.5s. So 38 megawatts there for our one blender. There we go, that seems fine. Today you finished up your 50 nuclear pasta per minute, which was a pain because you needed 12,000 copper ore for that using the pure ingot recipe. Unfortunately, copper powder is disgusting, even using... Yeah, there's not really too many workarounds you can do for the copper powder, it just is going to be a pain, unfortunately. It's one of those items that will always be a pain. But I'm actually looking forward to it, though. I really am. I don't know why, but I am. Right, now let's do some adding up. Yay. 38 plus 8 is going to be 46. Plus another 6 is 52. 72. 172. Right, okay. That's interesting. So that is actually a lot better than I thought it would be. It's a lot better than I thought. Move you over there by a little bit. Same here with you lots. Move you down and across. And again, that's the recycled rubber recipe. Or plastic, sorry. I do want to try and move it over slightly here. Just so when I'm recording the clips, it doesn't get in the way. I will be doing all of the recording off camera, by the way, so don't worry, I won't bore you with that. So let's compare our 3 plastic recipes now. 150 crude oil, 150 megawatts. Slightly less crude oil, a lot of water, and more power. So that's going to be, Wait, really? Is that the only difference there? It's like 11... No, it can't be right. I mean, I've done the maths. Granted, I was watching a podcast in the back, so I'm on... Oh, wait. No, that's fine. 150, that's correct. 300, that's correct. Then polyres. If I was using the polymer resin recipe, yeah. Okay, no, that I am correct. And then for the final recipe here, it's half the amount of crude oil that we needed to begin with. And it's less power, but you have got to make fuel. But water-wise, it also requires less of that. But if you are literally getting, like, requiring half the amount of crude oil, I feel like that's a much bigger difference here than 50 less water. I would much rather save or use double the amount of crude oil to make quadruple... Wait, no. How do I phrase this? I'd rather use half the amount of crude oil to make the same amount of plastic rather than double the amount of crude oil to make the same amount of plastic. So I think personally this is the recipe I will be going for. Well, it's the recipe I was going to go for anyway, but it's good to know that I still definitely do want to commit with this recipe. Okay, so what's next now? The rubber, I suppose, isn't it? So that's plastic done. There we go. Let's move you off to the side here just for a minute, because I believe you're going to be very similar. I can't imagine you being drastically different. There we go. So, plastic, 100, well, no, you're going to be rubber. And again, we are making 100 per minute here. We're starting off with the basic one, which I believe is you. Do 10, then just double everything. So you're actually going to be 150 crude oil, yes, with 20 heavy oil residue. So you get slightly less heavy oil residue. Okay. And we're going to need 5 refineries. So yeah, everything is basically the exact same. The only thing that I had to change there was slightly reduce that, and that's about it. Okay. Well, that was fairly basic. I told you this isn't going to take very long, luckily. I was thinking about combining both plastic and rubber in the same video, but the thing is, I have to get X amount. Well, would that be easier? No, I don't think it will be. Okay, so I'll leave it like that for now, and let's see what we're going to get here. So 100 rubber using the residual recipe. Times everything here by 10. So again, we're off to 5 refineries to begin with. Ref 5 at 500% efficiency. That's quite a lot already. Then you're going to make 200. Okay, so you actually need less. Interesting. 200 polymer resin, but 200 water. Right, that's actually quite different then from plastic. Interesting, because with our plastic one, it was this. 300 polymer resin and 100 water. But now it's 100 less polymer resin and 100 more water. But again, would you rather use more crude oil or more water? Personally, I prefer using more water because crude oil is a bit harder to come by. But having said that though, after all my maths that I'm doing for this series, I'm only consuming like a couple thousand crude oil. But there's like, I think 9,000 of it or 11,000 of it in total in the playthrough. So I'm using a lot less crude oil than what I could be using. But I don't really consider that a bad thing though, if I'm completely honest. Next up, we've got our polymer resin. Again, only 200 of you lots, which is 93 crude oil. Interesting. Okay. Then heavy oil residue is about 31. I'm going to sneeze again. I don't know why I keep sneezing whenever I start recording. I think I'm just allergic to content creation. Then it's pretty much 1.5 refineries. Okay. Ref to 153. We'll go 154%. Yeah, I'm very interested to see actually these two things compared. I really am. Okay, the last thing that we then have to do is the water. Yeah, so you need 1 2/3, 167% of a water extractor. Interesting. Right, let's see what we've got. So crude oil is down by quite a good amount actually, 93. Water is up by 200. Did we get more heavy oil resin? No, probably a lot less. Yeah, it is a lot less because we're making less polymer resin. So because we are making less polymer resin, it means that we get less heavy oil residue as a byproduct. And you could use this heavy oil residue for other things. So I suppose it's up to you as well, because as I'm sure we're going to soon find out. Wait. No, we actually get more heavy oil residue from that. Okay, fair enough then. That's also pretty good. So let's do the machines now. We're only going to be needing 7 refineries rather than 8. But we are going to be consuming 6.5 refineries worth of power. So 369, 180 plus 16, 196 for you. There we go. These 40 nuclear pasta particle accelerators all in sync and line look so good, I can imagine. It will cost you 241,000. Bruh, that's a lot. I mean, I know they are 40 nuclear particle... 40 nuclear pasta particle accelerators, but that is a lot of power, though. It really is. Water extractors, you lot, 2. 20 45, I think. No, 35. I think. Let me just find out. 20 times by 1.67 is 31.4. So because I don't like decibels, we do 32. Like so. So in total, that's going to be, I think it's like 10 megawatts less than the last one. Yeah. I mean, you save 10 megawatts. Yay. That's really going to mean a massive difference. There we go. That's going to be residual rubber. The last one that we're now going to be working on is going to be our recycled plastic. Copy and paste it over here, and now it's recycled rubber. Wow. I don't know what I just did there. There we go. So recycled rubber. Now, you're most likely going to be a bit different. So what I'm actually going to do here is just, first of all, remove the numbers. The machines, I believe, are all going to be the same. Power inputs and outputs, I'm unsure of. So I'll get rid of that. There we go. This should be rather interesting, I think, actually. So fuel, then you're going to change to plastic. You're most likely going to stay at 50. In fact, all the numbers here should be identical. Maybe not to you. Maybe you go up to 100. In fact, I'm pretty sure you do. No, 75. You're already on 75. So then you're also 75? No, you're 150. Oh yeah, no, that's fine. Yep. Okay. I will still double check everything though, since we're here, and I want to do it properly. I don't like half-assing things. If I was to make 100 of that, that would then be 50 plastic, 50 fuel. So all of our fuel stuff's done. Now moving on to plastic. Wait, let me just write down the machines there that I need. That's roughly 1.7. If I go into plastic, that's again 1.7. Okay, so the numbers there are the exact same. Interesting. Then, actually, I might as well stick on plastic. Go back up to you. If I was to make 50 of that, okay, everything is the exact same. The only thing that changes here is that you get lowered down to 25. But then the numbers are all the exact same. So I might as well just add this back. There you go. Wow, that's it. It's literally the exact same stuff here. That's actually rather interesting. But the thing is, I'm actually wondering, if I do combine both of these recipes together, I think I'll then be able to draw a few more conclusions as well for the video, so I think I'll end up doing that. But now let's just compare everything. So again, with the plastic, I think that we did say that we are going to go with the recycled plastic. When it comes to the rubber, looking at 75 crude oil, 172 megawatts, 93 and 220, so that's more crude oil, more water, and more power required. Okay, no. And then you're 150 and 150. So you're slightly more power, but you save on double the amount of crude oil. So for the exact same reason, like I said for plastic, I think yet again, recycled rubber is the best thing to do here. I understand that a lot of people don't want to have to make fuel to then make rubber, but the truth is you end up saving a lot of, well, you actually save power. Wait, do you save power? No. No, you end up consuming a bit more power, like literally 20 megawatts extra worth of power, and a bit of water there as well. But you then save a lot of your crude oil. So I think it's worth it for that reason. Again, I will highlight all of them in that video. But that's pretty interesting to see, though. I will come back over here just for a second, because I am going to be talking about aluminium in just a moment. For now, though, let's open up our 1.1 playthrough to see if we can upgrade to Phase 3. I'll give you guys a bit of a spoiler. We can, otherwise I wouldn't have titled today's stream what I've titled it. But now is the exciting stuff. We are going to be unlocking Phase 3 in our playthrough. I hope that you guys are excited for it. Thank you again for tuning in. 675,000 megawatts. Your consumption graph looks like a mess because of the variable. Yeah. Yeah, it's quite annoying, those things. Like, things like the... what's it called? Quantum encoder. Converter. Trying to remember all these machines off the top of my head. The particle accelerator. Like, those three machines don't consume a consistent amount of power. It fluctuates, which is really annoying. I can understand why. It's just annoying, though. It's like, for example, when I connected all of my geothermal generators together, it ruined my flatlined power grid. Because you don't just get, like, 300 megawatts worth of power from the geothermal generator and that's it. It's like, 1 second it would be 50 megawatts, then it would be 300, then it would be 100, then it would be 200, then it would be 150. Not because you're doing anything wrong, but because that's just how geysers work. So, I can understand it. If you're one of those people that has to have, like, a flatline grid, this probably isn't the game for you, if anything. You can't finish the game with a flatline, so... Right, yep, here we are. How much is this? Great. Let me turn off the music. Turn off the music! Hello? Hello? Thank you. Okay, some time has passed now, and we almost have 1,000 modular engines, which, as we can see by the very top right of the screen, is more than enough to unlock Phase 3. Oh. There we go, that just happened. Let me try and store a bunch of the... Oh yeah, I've got a bunch of items here now as well. I forgot to mention that. Oh, whoops. So, get you guys. I want you to stay here, though. There we go, then chuck everything into there except for you. I have to repeat that now for the video. Fantastic. Boink. So, some time has passed, and we have now got almost 1,000 modular engines. So we'll be taking that because we only need 500. We also need 100 adaptive control units, which luckily, as we have a very quick scan through here, we've got several thousand now. Which is nice. There we go. The last thing that we need is 2,500 versatile frameworks. Which I think I've got stored somewhere. I should have stored somewhere. Ow. Should be in here. Oh, there we go. Okay, we have got enough. How much is that? Let me see. No, I need 300 more. I know that I have got it in there, but I can't fit it all in my inventory. Where's the space elevator? There it is. There we go. What I'm going to do is chuck these lot into here, then do one item at a time. So. Holy lag. Let's start with the adaptive control units. And now the modular engines. We actually had quite a lot of that, to be honest. I did not do that much on me. Oh well. Not usually looking at your power grids. Usually, yeah, that's fair enough. As long as I've got more power than what I'm needing, I'm okay. Doesn't have to look precise. Doesn't have to look pretty. It just has to function. Nope. And then for the very last time in our playthrough, versatile frameworks. We do need this for like other parts, but like as the actual raw versatile frameworks, I don't think we need them ever again. So let's seal the items. And let's get ready for phase 3. This has been a long time coming, so I'm very excited that we finally get to do it, as the product is indeed now getting sealed. Ada's going to give us a little message. I'm sorry, I'm going to skip you, Ada. I'm so sorry. There we go. 3, 2, 1. Let's send it. This has been such a long time coming, but you now can see it. There's the notification. And let's send these items straight into space. And then we'll see what we've unlocked. We've unlocked a bunch of brand new stuff as well. There it goes. All the way into space, never to be seen ever again. Oh, we can still see it. Okay, that's kind of awkward. There we go.
3 of project assembly completed. Fixit's predictions indicate pioneers should generally reach this point faster with a
Ada. Come on. Positivity. That was unnecessary there from Ada, but... Oh, it's building! The space elevator has grown. As the autosave almost crashes my PC. There we go. That's beautiful. And here it comes back. Brilliant. So the next thing to unlock now for phase 4 is... Okay, that's ridiculous. I don't even want to look at that ever again, because that's actually outrageous. Oh. That's a huge relief. I do want to have a very quick look at the milestone, though. I have missed a couple... Well, actually one thing here from tier 6, because I'm not particularly interested in trains. But here's what we did manage to unlock today. Oh, the hover pack. Oh, I was going to say we can get this right now, but actually, maybe we can, because I have managed to scavenge a good amount of alclad aluminium sheets. So maybe I can actually afford the hover pack today, which I think would be sick. We've also got bauxite stuff. This is really important, and it will be the very next thing I'll be like tackling in our next video, but essentially, we have to get this unlocked as soon as possible. And again, this is incredibly important. I was explaining to my live stream a little bit earlier on, but essentially I want to do like a very miniature factory where I'm making, let's say, a good couple dozen alclad aluminium sheets per minute. After I've got a good amount of these and a good amount of aluminium casing, I'll then get rid of that, then produce an absolutely massive aluminium factory. I'll then show them this. In case you haven't seen this, I am making my alclad aluminium sheets wow. Aluminium casing, heat sinks, and packaged nitrogen gas all in this one facility. And we are making tens of thousands of items here per minute. So we are going to be stepping up our factories very, very soon. I mean, this is one of the biggest factories I'm ever going to attempt to build. There. That's a good shot. So laggy. Why is it so laggy? Essentially, if you thought our starter factory was a little bit over the top, you haven't seen anything yet. The way that I build my aluminium and mega factories is like, this isn't even going to compare to it. It's going to be outrageous. Some of you are going to love it. Some of you are going to be questioning what on earth I'm doing. And then some of you will probably try and replicate what I've done. And if you do, then good luck, because it is pretty good fun. And some of you might absolutely hate it, but we don't talk about that. Regardless, what else have we unlocked in the hub? The hazmat suit, it's nice. I mostly care about the 3 inventory slots. And then the control system developments. Batteries. Oh. Okay, that's actually really important. I don't need any of this stuff right now. But I am planning to make over 1,000 batteries per minute. So, yeah, this eventually is going to be extremely important for us. But considering how much it costs and considering some of these items, I'm not going to be needing this anytime soon. Lastly, we've got things like drones, extremely important, but I can't afford any of it except for the motors. And then we've got some nuclear pasta stuff. Oh, no. Oh, this is pretty cool. The rest of it, though... Oh. Mark III miners, extremely important. I might try and rush production of this so I can get Mark 3s. But as of right now, do I need Mark 3s? No. The last thing then is like the particle enrichment, which is like the particle accelerator and a bunch of other nuclear capacitor and nuclear related stuff. The thing that I'm most looking forward to though is those Mark 5 logistics, the hover pack, and the bauxite. So that is what we are going to be working on in just a moment. But before we do that, I have made some advancements in our blueprints for our conveyor belt highway. So let's see that now. Luckily, we are not doing that on stream, but essentially that would be the segue to then show them what I've built with the conveyor belt highways. I say them, I mean, you guys might watch the video as well, I don't know. There we go. Phase 3. I'm so happy we finally got it unlocked. I really am. I can then just dump all these other items into here. Okay, I haven't actually got a place for our modular engine. Let's try and fix that. Select icon. Modular engine. In fact, actually, I do really want to work on some of my storage stuff today. So I think I do want to dedicate at least just a few minutes to that. Because again, I'm probably going to need to get it done anyway. The presentation, oh, it's fine. I've seen it before. We've also got a storage container. Why have I got a storage container? Oh, sorry, dismantle crates. What did I dismantle? And was it intentional is now the second thing that I'm concerned about. Somewhere here? Wait, how far away are you? Oh, right. So that's next to the power tower. I didn't destroy anything next to the power tower. Oh well, I'm not focusing about that today though. Welcome Pockets, hope that you're doing well. Welcome to the stream. I wonder if notifications went out today for the stream. I think so. I think so. Right, so with you lot, I can grab a bunch of that. Only got 29 in there, so I don't really need to worry about that too much. Wow. Whoa. What the heck? Plastic? And rubber there as well? Damn. I mean, I'm just going to sink all of this. I don't need this much. So that's pretty cool. Awesome sink somewhere over there. See, this is why I add a bunch of awesome sinks everywhere. That will piss me off. So what else do I want to try and get done today? Well, we've unlocked phase 3, so that's like the main part of it done, obviously. I should have probably sunk my motors there as well, doesn't matter. What else? I suppose other than my storage system, I want to try and do a few more upgrades around here. That's for sure. I want to try and potentially expand the starter factory. I don't know how much I need to expand it now, since we're pretty much done with what I want to try and get done. Maybe begin some development on our aluminium factories. I've already done all the maths for it, which is nice. Right, regarding you lot, have I got enough plastic? No, see, I want all this to be completely filled up. I'm probably not going to need this much plastic. Although, having said that, it's still nice to have it here, just in case. You are probably filled to the brim. Yes, you are. How much concrete do I need to make the railway blueprint? Well, let's do the maths for it. For the railway blueprint, let's say it's going to be this one, of which I need to place down the most of. I'm probably eventually going to have to place down maybe 350 of them in total in our playthrough. Maybe upwards of 400. Because we also have to think about things like ramps as well and other blueprints related to this. We go 400 in total. So that's going to be 807,000 concrete, 48,000 quartz crystal, 180,000 iron plates, 61,000 steel beam, 6,000 cable, 4,000 case industrial beam, but bear in mind that doesn't include any of the conveyor belts themselves. So we're probably looking at like a good couple 100,000 in case industrial beam, 13,600 iron rods, and roughly 10,000 wire there, almost like 9,600. So if we were to look at our concrete now, we have got about 100k stored up, so we're about an eighth of the way there. So imagine everything here times by 8. That's how much concrete we're going to need. Quartz crystal, we're nowhere near. 13 out of 48. Iron plates. Need some more of you. That's only about 40k. Steel beam. Yeah, I mean, we're off with everything, essentially. But that's the reason why I've started to store things. I am eventually going to need it. So there is a method behind the madness. Yeah, and so too, that's what we're going to need. So let's try and get some more plastic and rubber before I sink everything. Although everything in my inventory right now, not including my... What's it called? Wait, first of all. There we go. Not including the solid biofuel, whatever it's called. I can just sink. Move you down here a little bit, actually. I can. Nice. I prefer the personal storage. Yeah. Always have, always will. I know a lot of people don't like it, but luckily I'm not a lot of people, so I do what I feel is necessary. Let's get some plastic and rubber back here as well. What's happening now? I was just having a very quick gander there at how many resources I need for my 400 conveyor belt highways, which is over 1 million items, which is not that bad. I was expecting it to be a bit worse. But now we're also just sorting out our storage system, making sure that we have got enough items, or at least getting close to the amount of items that I'm going to need. So you're fine. There we go. I always start it from this side. Some rubber on us as well. Although I need a lot less rubber. Great. Anything else in here that I need? Nope, the rest of it is fine. I can upload you there now and you to here. And store the rest of our concrete. Lovely. Nope. Nope. Okay, speaking of concrete, let's try to address that straight away. Because I know I have got quite a lot of it just sitting around, don't I? 36,000 over there. I've got like 39,000 in total. Just lying around. There we go. I can actually get some more stuff in there. Okay. Let's do that. So I'm hoping the next couple of episodes are going to be quite good fun now. That's what the plan is, at least. There we go. Start off with that. Brilliant. Also, I definitely want to try and work on my secret factory. I keep calling it a secret factory. The factory underneath my coal power plants. I want to try and transform that into something. But I don't quite know what just yet. Because we've got enough water going to there, so water is no longer a problem, which is nice. But is there actually any ores nearby for me to try and use? If there isn't, then, you know, what's the point? There we go. Plastic, how are you guys doing? Already got a stack and a half in there. That was really quick, to be fair. Wow. I will take a few of you lots. Computers are really coming along very nicely now, which is great. Welcome, Telly. Hope that you're doing well. Welcome to the live stream. You rage quit Satisfactory now because you saw how hard it is to make supercomputers. Have you seen the ballistic warp drives? If not, I'll make it my privilege to show you what requires to make it. But let's just say it's just looking at it makes me want to like not even attempt it. I'm definitely going to make it, but the recipe itself is wild. It's nuts. It really is. Okay, so you're the computer one. We're probably going to end up completely filling this up today. I don't think I've got an actual space for our crystal oscillator, so I do want to try and make a space for them. Right. And welcome Low Taper Fade as well. Hope that you're doing well. Bruh, I'm lost. Auto refilling industrial storages. I mean, yeah, they are good. I can definitely understand why people do use the industrial storage. The reason why I personally don't, at least not now, is because they take up such a massive chunk of room. As you can see, to an extent, I do use them. Like, I'm using them right here. Like, this will automatically start filling up now. I do use them. It's not a lot. You lot are fine. Get our computers from there. And we should have a lot of other stuff here as well. Yeah, I mean, look at that. 8,000 computers, 3,000 crystal oscillators, almost 4,000 adaptive control units, 5,600 circuit boards, 5,000 heavy modular frames. Still got like 2,800 plastic and 4,000 rubber. So yeah, resource-wise, we're still doing pretty good. Yeah. Oh my days! Look at all the computers. Gosh, blimey. You don't have a PC. Yeah, hopefully, Satisfactory is coming out to console. It's confirmed. It is coming out to console. Although we haven't got a release date. If I was to guess, I'm going to say sometime near Christmas. Maybe when updates 1.2 officially comes out, which again, we haven't got a release date for that either. If I was to guess, I would say somewhere around October for console release and for updates 1.2. Maybe what I'll say is, like, end of October for early access. No, cancel. For the, what's it called? There's a experimental, there we go. For experimental. Then maybe end of November, mid-November for the actual game release. That's gonna be my guess. Hello? I didn't press that button, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'll show you the ballistic warp drive. That's my aluminium factory. Is this it? There we go. So this is the nuclear pasta recipe, and this is the ballistic warp drive recipe side by side. The scale in comparison is nuts. Look at the size of it. And the item that you said, supercomputers, is like maybe this size. So again, in the comparison, we're talking at like 10, maybe 15 times the length of ballistic of supercomputers. So that's going to be really cool. I'll be making that on stream for about 3.5 years. Okay, final little load there of computers. Some over here. 1,000 and there. Just 1,000 computers lying around. Yep, another 1,200. Another 850. Right, that should be enough there for us. Happy to play on PlayStation 5. So will I, yes. I don't think I'll be... Well, I definitely won't be starting a new series for console. But I might... Well, I will review it. There will be console Satisfactory gameplay on this channel. Absolutely. Because I'm a console gamer myself. Brilliant. Okay. So how much is that? That's 6,250 computers. I am more than fine to sync everything else. So let's go do that. Convinced not to play Satisfactory. No. No, honestly, it's a fun game. It does get overwhelming at times. But you, like, it depends on the way that you tackle things. Like, if you were to start from scratch, then do the ballistic warp drives, yeah, it will be overwhelming. But what I'm going to be doing is splitting it into much smaller chunks, like doing all the iron recipes for the ballistic warp drives, then doing all the aluminium recipes, then doing the electronics recipes. Then after I've done just those 3 things, I've made like 90% of the ballistic warp drives. When you put it like that, okay, iron, aluminium, electronics, 90% done. That doesn't sound difficult. At least to me, it doesn't sound difficult. So always try and split it down into smaller chunks. This way, trust me, you'll enjoy it a lot more. A lot more. Okay, next thing that I want to try and do is the remainder of the crystal oscillators. Okay, got a couple hundred in there, a few hundred in there. 1,000 in there. Good amount of view as well. That should be it. Yes. I'm sure we haven't made much in the last couple minutes. 14, I mean, that's better than nothing. I mean, considering we had nothing about a week ago, and now we've got thousands, I suppose it's pretty decent. 25 of them in your last playthrough, that's a lot. I think I'm doing 20 in this. Where is it? Haha. Oh wow, I've actually got more than one storage container. I'll definitely add a second. Yeah, won't say no to that at all. The mental hospital. It's fun. Like you gotta take breaks. You can't just do it all in one sitting. I'm sure some people do and have, but I recommend taking breaks personally. You don't have to speedrun it. What should we try and do now? Well, I mean, all of you can just get chucked away, can't ya? There we go. I'll do the rest off camera. I don't want to spend too long doing this, but you guys get the gist, right? I get the items from there, I store it into there temporarily, then I move it into my starter factory facility. If I've got too much in storage, I just sink all of it. That's it. So you go from there. You don't actually go down there, do you? Right. I would say that was a mistake, but we don't make mistakes here on this channel. Except for all the mistakes I've made. Which is like 0. Electrical engineering. Oh, nice. Yeah, definitely take breaks then. So we can get rid of that. Brilliant. What's the next plan of action for today? Because we've done all the aluminium calculations. I suppose we can start unlocking things in the hub. But I need aluminium for that, though. You know what I'm going to do? Where is it? You lot. I'm going to grab 20 refineries. Some of you might know where I'm... Actually, ooh, can I do this? I need constructors first. Cancel this. This is a very temporary project, but it's going to be very necessary. 20 constructors. That's definitely quite a lot of you guys here as well. Not... Actually, nowhere near 1,000. It's like 100 that I need, not 1,000. Then we'll go with you. And that. Okay. That should be more than enough. And essentially what I want to try and do now is find a plot of land. Have I got enough for this? Yeah, we have. Find a plot of land over there. I was taking all of this with me. Am I missing anything? Yes. Steel pipe. Quite a lot of steel pipe. I haven't got any over there. Some spaghetti. You do have to have some spaghetti. Absolutely. I can see someone spamming the hearts on the YouTube chat. I completely forgot about that, and I was wondering why is there hearts on my YouTube chat. When you do one part at a time, you realize after how you could have combined differently, like parts to make something use less resources. That's why I have got my best recipe series. I have calculated every single recipe that I am going to need in my Satisfactory playthrough. Every single one. And then I split it into smaller factories. Like, for example, here's my iron factory. I know exactly of how many items I need to make exactly how many space elevator parts. Everything. So, luckily, I'm not going to be over-making or under-making any items, but I've done that pre-calculation. You don't have to do that. I'm special, is what I've been told. Don't think they meant it in a good way, but you know what? Here we are. Steel pipe, where are you? There. I do actually need some more steel pipe, but this is good for now. Then lastly, some steel beam. Great, let's go. We're then going to need an absolute ton of plastic, but I'll come back for that. I do realize I've just, like, sunk a bunch of plastic that I could have used for this. Oh well. So what I want to try and do now, I have currently got about 90,000 solid biofuel lying around, which is fine for the jetpack, but it's not brilliant. I could make it 10 times better by doing one simple trick, and that is converting it into our packaged liquid biofuel, of which I want to try and do, I suppose here, right? Let's go. This is just far more efficient. It's great. It really is great. I'll explain it to the YouTube audience in just a sec. When I reach my final destination before my death. I mean, before my recording. There we go. Yeah, liquid biofuel. Holy lag. There we go. Packaged fuel, it's not as good. And if I've got like 90,000 solid biomass lying around that I'm not doing anything with, I might as well just do it. This probably isn't where you're expecting me to film my next shot. And no, I'm not just looking at the flowers. Instead, I've come out here for a rather important reason. I've got about 90,000 solid biofuel lying around, and it's not great for the jetpack. So, what if I try and convert all of that biofuel into packaged liquid biofuel? All I need is, the biofuel that I've got, water, canisters, and that's basically it. So, let's get started. There we go. Welcome, Counterfire. Yes, we have reached phase 3. And now in the very top right, you can see what we did for phase 4, and I want to cry, because we're not doing that anytime soon. I want to get it done, though. Not right now. How tall should we go here? Say here. Okay. So, first things first, I want to try and create some sort of foundation here for all of my constructors and my refineries, too. Boing, boing, just constant boings. There we go. Can I even afford any of these? I didn't bring any materials for them. But now let's go with like 4 refineries. And there we go, liquid biofuel. So you're going to need 90 solid biofuel per minute, and you then make 60 per minute, and then 45 water per minute there as well. Can I underclock you to maybe, let's say, 50? No. Almost. No. No. There we go, 5.33. Wait, no. 53.33. There we go. So I can make 40 water per minute, which means I can have 1 water extractor going straight into 3 of these. Okay, that makes a bit more sense. So I can get rid of you there at the end. So 1 water extractor, which hopefully I can place down here. Grand. Yep, that fits. Get rid of that here as well. And then have some pipeline junctions going in like so. This isn't necessarily going to look very neat, but hopefully it'll be very functional. Get some Mark II pipes in here, just flex those Mark IIs. Did I even show the people in the video that I've got Mark II pipes? I don't know. Make sure that everything's also connected to some power. There we go. Bring that out there for now. So that's our water now sorted. The next thing that I want to try and do is get all of our solid biofuel in. So let's go into our organization, get those industrial storage boxes, and then just plop them down right here, or industrial storage containers even. Great. The next part's going to be a little bit complex, but we should still be able to get it done. Its burn time is much shorter. Yeah, it's really good. It's really good. Fuel is okay, but I don't really want to have to make fuel just to try and burn it now. Whereas, again, as I just said, I've already got the resources to make this, so I might as well just commit with it. And see where we go from here. Okay. 53. We're going to need some packages coming pretty much straight in line with this one. Yes. Perfect. Bring you a little bit further back there, like so. Grand. Package liquid biofuel. Then, preferably, I want you to be on 53.3. Great. Beautiful. No. No, you're not. And then just place in a couple more of them. And, of course, hook them up to some power. Hook them up to... There we go. Can I please connect you to there? No. That's fine. Beautiful. Okay. And then now, because everything's hooked up to our power grid, all I have to do is just connect our pipes up here. And you might be wondering, do I have to place down some sort of like pipeline pump? Well, luckily the refineries and pretty much everything else that deals with liquids automatically has a 10-meter head lift. This is a lot less than 10 meters, so no, I do not need a pump to go from down there up to there, luckily. But one thing that I most certainly do need is empty canisters, and I currently have 0. So, let's make some. You can't summer sloop that would be ridiculous if you could. But everything else I want to try and summer sloop. I'll explain that though in a minute. And how much am I going to need? Is it like 100 and... preferably like 53.33 per line, if I can do that. That would be really nice. Yes. Brilliant. Try and position you in a slightly better place. Actually, I think you would have been fine. Oh, well. You're here now. Welcome, Ilob Mert. Hope that you're good, man. Welcome back. Oh, there we go. Biofuel is better than regular fuel? Alright. Yeah, I'm definitely using it for this, regardless. So we'll do 1, 2, 3. So here I'm going to be able to produce all of the packages that I'm going to need, which should be quite nice. Although, should I add a storage? Should I add storage? I feel like I do. So I like this idea. This idea is still going to stay. Just going to move it back a little bit. We'll go like 1, 2, 3. Great. Oh, what the heck? How have I have to get, like, studied. How can a player be so unbelievably terrible at this game? I need some sort of study done on my brain to conclude how it's possible. Yeah, welcome, Rodney. Hope that you're well. Yeah, rocket fuel is decent. I mean, ionized fuel for the jetpack is going to be the best option for you. Which, have you seen the way ionized fuel is made? I don't even want to make it, if I'm completely honest. It is just that over complex. I don't think it'll be fun. Oh, it's not even straight. I actually, like, wow, despise my building techniques. Yeah, snap to that. Yeah, snap to me, why don't you? It's better. Also, in case you're wondering why this looks unbelievably terrible, this is temporary. I'm only making this to get some of that packaged liquid biofuel stuff, and that is it. It's gone straight after that. Yeah, don't be too alarmed by the look of this project. Are you kidding me? Bro. Okay, so that's all done now. The next thing to then do is add in a couple more storage containers over here on this side, where we're then going to store our plastic. It should all be fine. I shouldn't need any more than this. Great. Okay. And then what's coming in over there again? Oh yeah, so that's going to be our main item itself. The big boys. Where is it? Solid biofuel. Okay. So, I'll give a quick tour. So, let me give a very quick tour of what we've done. There we go. The solid biofuel combines with the water in the refinery. This makes our liquid biofuel. Lovely. This then combines with our canisters, which we're making right here from our plastic. And bear in mind, everything here, despite being temporary, is going to get summer slooped. Last shot. These two items combine and join together to then form our packaged liquid biofuel, which again, I want to try and summer sloop in the refinery and the constructors, although you cannot summer sloop anything in the packages, because that would just be way too overpowered and of course rather broken. The only thing I've got to try and add in now is our final industrial storage containers, and that is it. And then of course connect everything to some sort of power source. It should be pretty good actually. I don't know how many of these I'm going to need, but I'm telling you now it's going to be a lot. Because I won't be coming back here every 5 minutes. This is going to be like a once every couple days kind of thing. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't think we're going to be needing more than like 5 industrial storage containers of these. I don't think so. But if we do, there you go. I'll extend it out anyway. Great. So let's connect this to some power. Let's turn everything on. And let's see how it's going to go. Rocket fuel only brings you up... Oh, I've already read that message, haven't I? Yes. But you are correct in saying that, though. Nuclear pasta, yeah. Nuclear powder even, yeah. That would be pretty good. I do want to try and mess around with some nuclear power one day. Obviously, it won't be happening anytime soon, but it's definitely one thing I do want to consider. And I'll be more than happy to start doing on camera one day. regarding like the actual maths behind it, I've done it. I know I can afford it. I've already prepared to do it. So all I've actually got to do is just unlock everything, which shouldn't take that long to do. But there's then also trying to find like the time to do it. It should be rather interesting. Right, so let's just grab all the plastic. I'll get some storage containers down somewhere over here. It should be rather ideal, fingers crossed. Yeah, we'll get it done. Absolutely get it done. Thank you to everyone who's tuning in today, by the way. Hope that everyone's doing well, and welcome to the live stream. Today we've finally managed to unlock Phase 3. After about 300 hours playtime. Or technically complete Phase 3, isn't it? That's all done now, which is rather fantastic. Have I got any plastic in here? We are going to need some more. We'll do one quick run of plastic. We'll then do another run of the biofuel. And then we should be alright. Packaged turbo fuel and rocket fuel is better than packaged biofuel? Yes. I'm 90% sure, yes. But at the same time, though, making turbo fuel or rocket fuel is far more complicated than it is to make biofuel. That's why I'm doing this. I will be using biofuel for a significant amount of my time. Although eventually, yes, I will be switching over most likely to turbo fuel. As of right now, I'm completely fine with just using biofuel, and I will be for the next couple hundred hours at least. Especially considering I'm soon going to be unlocking the hoverboard as well. Hoverboard? No, cancel that. Hovercraft. Yeah. Hoverpack? Hoverpack. It's a hover thing, at least. Yeah, so when we manage to get that unlocked, it will make life so much easier for us as well. Because you don't consume any fuel with that. You do have to have a power source nearby. But when you're working on your starter factory, you're always going to be next to a power pole. And as long as you've got a power pole, you're grand. So, yeah, chuck you into there. Chuck you into there. Did I not say 50? I did do this, didn't I? I then copied all the settings across. Oh well. Turn you guys off. There we go. There's a reason for that. Don't worry. So pre 1.0. I remember like the thought or the concept of making turbo fuel was always quite daunting, even though the actual recipe itself isn't necessarily bad. But the thought of it still, like, especially for someone who didn't really mess around too much with crude oil or anything to do with it, it wasn't really something I wanted to try and do. Yet now we have something like ionized fuel, which is like ridiculous in comparison. In fact, I don't even think it can be compared, it's that different. Having said that though, it does offer a rather fun advantage, or a challenge, should I say. And an advantage, definitely. Because it's good. Very good. Right, where are my summer sloops? Well, there shouldn't be any in here, but sometimes I just dump all my stuff in here. No, good, I've done a good job there. It should be here. We've only got 5. Okay, see, that's a bit of a concern. How have I only got 5? I shouldn't have any here. Actually got 0 there. That doesn't really help. Don't think there's any out there. No. Shouldn't be any there. No. Right. Okay. I have got some lying around in this particular part of the factory. And I think what I'm going to do is actually end up using some of what I've got here. Now I'm just trying to find where I've got it. So you should have some. Unless I've emptied it. No, I've emptied that one. Okay. How about you lot? You're the adaptive control unit, right? No. And where is it you? So, I actually want you to stick with that. The reason as to why I say that is because I am actually going to be getting quite a lot of coupons from that. So, you can stick the way you are. You, though, most certainly don't have to. I've got so many heavy modular frames. I'm not going to be needing any more for the next good few hundred hours. So, I can just remove that. Nothing here should have anything as well. Great. Back over there should be completely clean. They are great. And again, there shouldn't be anything over here either. Nice. Okay, so in total, I believe we've got 9. Is it great? No, but it'll most certainly help us for a little bit. Although, wait, is that exactly what we need? Because the refineries are 2, so that's 6 in total. And the constructors are 1 each, so that's 9. So we should actually be fine, I think. Let's see. The water extractor, can you even, like, summer sweep the water extractor? You can't, okay. I was gonna say we don't need it anyway, but good to know. Chuck you lot in there, then chuck you lot into here. 53.33. And the reason why we did this again was just because of that water consumption there. It makes my life just easier, if I'm honest, so, yeah. And 3 into you lot. Okay, so the numbers actually worked out there perfectly. Although, having said that, we are in desperate need of summer sloops. I think we'll most likely end up doing an exploration stream soon anyway. Because I am now completely out of hard drives. We're completely out of summer sloops. Almost completely out of Mercerspheres. So we'll definitely try and arrange something. If you guys are down for that. What day is it tomorrow? Thursday tomorrow, isn't it? Already got a stream. Yes, the Battlefield stuff. We'll see what we'll do tomorrow. I've already got a Battlefield stream scheduled. Anyway, the very final thing that I need now is my biofuel, so let's go get that. I could have got that whilst I was down here, but oh well. We can get it now. And there we go. That's going to be like a massive weight off of our shoulders. Just knowing that we're finally producing something that's just better. Would be great. What I'm actually going to try and do here is do this. And I promise there is method behind the madness. We then need more plastic as well, so temporarily, I think what I'm actually going to end up doing is this. Yeah, sure. You like the exploration streams? Yeah, I think they're good fun. I've got no biofuel. I do enjoy them from time to time. I don't think I can do like 1 a week. But I can definitely do 1 every couple of weeks. Holy. Is there a gap there? There is a gap there. Why is there a gap there? Why? This is quite nice. I'm happy that I didn't destroy this entire forest. I've managed to keep quite a lot of it the way it should be. That's good. So now, if I was to come over here, aim up. It's now transported all the items that I needed. So rather than going there and back 10 times, I've only got to come up to here. 2 billion IQ play. Einstein himself is clapping in the afterlife. There we go. We've got so much of this. We have got so much of this. It's actually unreal. Well, no, it's not unreal because it's right in front of me, but still. The best recipe for cable, I'm going to be completely honest, I've gone with the basic recipe. I've gone with wire straight into cable. I know some people might say if you combine the, what was it, heavy oil residue with wire to then make the cable, it's far more efficient. I'm sure it is, but like, do you want to be using heavy oil residue? If you do, then that's completely fine, go with that recipe. If not, then, yeah. If it's avoidable, avoid it. Turn you guys back on now, because you're all summer slooped. Should already be on, you are. We're doing good. Any more plastic? Yeah, still quite a lot more plastic, in fact. Right. Chuck you into there, chuck you into there. Make sure that all of this is definitely filled up. And started the top row there as well. Beautiful. Thank you for the feedback. That's alright. If you guys have got any questions about Satisfactory, do generally ask, because a lot of the time I will try and answer. If I don't know what the answer is, I won't make up an answer. But I have got quite a few hours in this game, so I might be able to try and help you guys out with anything. Okay. Suppose I might try and get a few more of these placed down. Since we can obviously afford them. Surprisingly, should I say. Howdy, welcome Jimmy. It's been a while, man. Welcome back. Good to have you here. Hope that you're doing well today. Okay, we still got tons of this. I thought we were running low. No, we've still got 13k. At least. It must be almost out now, right? There we go. Okay, good. I saw the end. Only got a little bit left over now. You're all filled up? Yep. Great. Okay, I think what we'll do is one person or personnel storage box there. Why are you yellow? Right, because I didn't actually connect you guys up, did I? Woo! Expert gameplay. Only the best. We're the best gameplay. Great, so that's now done. Let's very quickly record a clip here for the YouTube video. We've already managed to make hundreds of the liquid biofuel there as well, which is great. Or the packaged biofuel. Back to the start. And just like that, everything is now fully operational. We've managed to make already a good couple hundred of the packaged liquid biofuel, and I'm hoping to make a good several thousand by the end of the video. I do want to check back towards the very end, just to see how much we managed to make. So leave your comments down below. How much packaged liquid biofuel do you think we've managed to make? Got that first try, I think. I didn't even press record. Gosh darn it, man. Maybe that's a good thing, honestly. There we go. I never remember to press record. Oh well. So everything is now fully operational, and so far I've managed to make a good couple hundred of the packaged liquid biofuel. But do leave your comments down below. How much do you think we're going to be able to make in today's video? I will be coming back to this towards the very end, so let's see if you guys will get it right. I'm going to guess maybe 4,000. Maybe I'm completely off, but I think 4,000 would be amazing, although that might be a bit high. But yeah, do let me know your comments down below, though. Okay, well, at least I managed to get it right for the recording. I can leave this area now. I don't think we have to come back, although you're yellow constantly. Why? Because there's too much liquid biofuel, I think, stored up. That's fine. Everything here is working good. Yeah, I don't see why anything here should be going too slowly. You're going to start storing stuff, although you shouldn't really, because you're making the exact same as that, I think. There we go. Let's get you made a bit quicker, why not? Okay. I'm pretty happy with this, I think. Yeah. We've already made 750. What? Ow. I mean, let me just equip this. So how is this much better? Oh my goodness gracious. We're still going. We're still going. Bro, that was amazing. That was amazing. Wow. Compare that to what we just had a second ago, and that's actually nuts. I'm so happy we managed to get that done. I can probably fly... Let's test this out. Can I fly from one side of the factory to the other? I think I might have actually overdone it. I don't know. We've only used about half so far. We're actually going to do it. There's no way. Do it with ease as well. How far can we go? Well, I mean, right down to the very edge. Wow. That's not bad going, I'd say. That is not bad going at all. So what should I try and do? I mean, we've got everything ticked off that I wanted to try and get done. Let's go into the hub and let's see what we can try and get sorted out. Biofuel is OP. I love it. I really do love it. Should we just get this out of the way with? Because I've been looking at this thing now for 3 or 4 times today and it's just annoying. Its face is annoying me. Which is why I've also turned off my webcam. Oh well. You completed phase 3? Yeah, we literally just managed to get it done like an hour ago maybe? So, freshly completed. I was amazed how you were able to build so much just phase 2, so now you're upgrading all the facilities with phase 3. Yeah, basically, I don't want to stay in the Satisfactory for too long. I don't want to stay here for too long. But I also don't necessarily want to leave, because it's making everything that I need it to make. If I was to upgrade everything, I'll just be wasting resources. So I don't think I'll be doing too many upgrades. I do want to try and move on, though, to my aluminium side of the factory now, which will be taking quite a long time. But for me to do that, I have to unlock this, which I can afford, so I want to try and do that.
Signals placed.
So let's do it. And the pod has taken off, which signifies the very last tier 6 item that we have now managed to get done, which is fantastic. Now, the next thing that I want to try and do is unlock bauxite. I can afford everything here. And like I was just saying a second ago, what I want to try and do is get like a starter aluminium facility sorted. And then after that, what I want to try and do afterwards is then build our main aluminium plant, which will be consisting of hundreds of thousands of items, which is going to be rather intense, but I think it'd be a really fun progress to stream. So hopefully you guys look forward to that. But as of right now, let's get this unlocked. Let's build our first aluminium plant, and let's have a blast doing it. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. That's going to be the plan. Hello, raiders. Yo, welcome everyone. Hope that you guys are doing well. Thank you very much for the raid. That is extremely kind. Neighbor, thank you very much, man. Welcome to the stream, everyone. And hope that the raid was good. The stream was good. Hope it was a good laugh. So let's select you lots. This seems like a rather cheap thing to build. I'm almost concerned by how cheap it is. Let's see. 250 motors there as well, which is... Where am... Oh, they're over here. I didn't forget. No. Okay, I might have, but it's fine. And 500 rubber. I'll take 600. There we go. Did I fill these up? You're pretty much filled up now, complete to the brim, so that's pretty nice. We have got to wait about 3 more minutes, though, for our pod to return. Good day, you're welcome. I hope that you're well. Stream's going good. Yeah, no, stream's going really well. We've managed to finally get phase 3 unlocked. Jimmy. Holy moly. Yo, can we get some massive GGs in the chat for Jimmy? With the 10 gifted memberships, we have now got more members. There we go. In the space of a second than we've had in like 6 months, I think. Thank you so much. Congrats to Neighbor, Tristan, Paul, Jakes, Alternative XP, Jonathan Lin, Eddie, Purple Rat, Sinister Plank, and Pocket951 for your channel memberships. You've now got access to member-only chats, which I never use, luckily. Member-only videos, which I don't think I've done. But sometimes I'll upload a video for members first before anyone else. So you guys get to see that before anyone, which is pretty cool. And of course, you also get your member-only emotes as well. So do make sure to use that. Welcome, Adam. Hope that you're doing good. Welcome to the stream. But yeah, thank you so much, man. That is... I'm borderline speechless. So thank you very much for that. That's extremely kind. I was going to try and get you lots. There we go. Thank you so much, man, honestly. There we go. So I've got a bunch of stuff on me right here that I do want to try and sort out. I don't necessarily want to organize it just yet, because all these items that I've got on me are most likely going to end up needing anyway for what I'm about to build. So I'll leave that storage container there for now, because again, I'll be coming back to in just a moment there. And that should be okay. We've still got about 40 seconds left on that pod, so I do want to wait for the pod to return. In the meantime, I suppose we can do a cinematic shot. There we go. Nice. Hey, thank you very much to Bayern for the follow over on Twitch, and to Neighbor as well for the Twitch follow. That's extremely kind, guys. Thank you. Oh, there we go. The pod's back the second that I start the cinematic shot. Brilliant. Yeah, thanks for all the support on the channel recently, guys. You guys have been absolutely killing it. So, thank you. Okay, let's get this thing unlocked. Beautiful. Great.
Milestone.
So now the question is going to be, where am I going to be building this factory? The last time I built my aluminium facility somewhere over here in the red or the bamboo forest, and it was fine, but I don't want to do the exact same thing again. So preferably, I want to try and move the factory maybe to the swamp. Would that be a bad idea? I mean, yeah, because it's like one of the most dangerous biomes. It would be a terrible idea. Let's do it. Wait, do I actually want to do that? Sure. Oh dear, I'm definitely going to regret this, but I mean, heck, you only live once, right? Actually, since I'm here, let me just see the cost of all the aluminium stuff. So if I go into... There we go. So you're going to require... Oh, right, I need a bunch of alternate recipes. I've completely forgotten. That recipe's fine. This recipe's fine. But my aluminium ingot recipe, I don't like this. I much prefer the recipe that just uses the scrap rather than the silica as well. So that definitely has to change. So we have to go grab some alternate recipes, which we'll do in just a moment. Before then, though, I do want to try and make our way to the swamp to see our new building location of where I'm going to be dying quite a lot. If you've never been to the swamp before, it's... Let's just leave it as that. It's... What am I using for the cinematic shots? Oh, it's nothing. It's literally part of the game. All you have to do is press P, then press Tab, which then opens up this setting. Then activates decoupled mode. You can then... which separates you from your character. Show dolly settings, start points, end points, and there you go. You've got yourself a cinematic shot. It's built into the game now. You just finished the aluminium factory tonight. Just need walls, etc. Oh, nice. Yeah, that's what I'm concerned about. Like, do I build all of the logistics first? The obvious answer would be yes. And I think that's what I do want to try and end up doing. Is getting all the logistics sorted. In fact, speaking of logistics, How many raw resources do I need for this? Let's see. 2,000. Wait, 2,000 copper? 9,003. Right. So the problem is, again, we're only doing a temporary facility to start off with, which is fine. It won't consume this many resources. But I'm definitely going to have to get one of my power plants sorted before I commit to this. Because there is no way I can build all of this and still have enough power. I'm only making 14k. So I think we're going to have to do... Is it here? No. Let me zoom out. It's not there either. Why have I got so many tabs with the exact same things? You. We're going to have to start our rocket fuel factory soon, I think. Yep, I think it's going to be about time. I'm going to try and gather all these resources in. And where do I want to try and build this now? I know where I should build it, which again is right next to the swamp. But I don't want to be building two factories right next to each other. I'm going back to this. How much water did I need again? So that's about 100 water extractors. Over 100 water extractors. If I don't overclock any, which I don't really want to, but if I have to, I have to. Welcome Citrus the Wizard. Hope that you're doing well. Welcome to mid-game, where you build your power plants to power your power plants so you can power your... Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. That's the stage that we've currently reached, essentially. Wrong one. So I think we are going to have to start the rocket fuel factory soon. After I build this temporary aluminium facility. Let's try and get like a list. Let's do a list. Of things that I want to try and do in order. Rather than like bouncing from one topic to another. So, temp, which is like a temporary. Aluminium factory. That's spelt correct. That's fine. After that, rocket fuel. Then after that, we then do our main aluminium factory. Then after that, what do we then do? I suppose iron factory, right? Then, do we do electronics first? We might have to do electronics or nuclear. That's, of course, not going to be happening anytime soon. So this is what we are doing today. Over the next couple of days, at least. Then the rocket fuel stuff. Which shouldn't be that bad. Should we try and get the map open? Where am I going to end up building this? How's your Wednesday going so far? Yeah, going pretty good, Brian. Oh, Bianca, sorry. Yeah, it's going pretty good. Okay, the map is not opening. Cool. Your tip about the rocket fuel was a breakthrough for power without nuclear? Yeah. Essentially, that's why I love using it. That's why I really love to use it. So we are going to need crude oil, water, nitrogen gas, coal, sulfur. That's it from there, I think. I might as well include that. I feel like I'm missing something. Nitrogen, coal, sulfur. There we go. Oh yeah, this is where I said I was going to be building it up here. Absolutely. So regarding how many resources I need, can I get that open? I can. Move it to the side temporarily. So 1,500 crude oil, obviously we've got enough. 4,000 water, obviously we've got enough. 3,000 nitrogen gas. 3, 6, 9. 1,200, 1,500, 1,800. So we need double that. Where's the next closest little nitrogen cluster? There's some over here, isn't there? Yes. 369, 369. That's 1,800. Okay, so we have got enough there. Great. So I think what I'll do is I'll fully utilize all of this since it's at like the very far corner of the world. I've then got a bunch of coal over here as well. Sulfur is a bit more of a concern, if I'm honest. We've got, because right now we've only got Mark II miners. We've got 600, 1,200. Coal, we've got, how much here? 1,200, 1,800. Okay, so we have got plenty coal. That's completely fine. I think what I'll end up doing is actually using all of this coal over here. I'll get some sort of like conveyor belt line that stretches all the way across over here. We'll then get our sulfur over here as well, and potentially I'll either package my nitrogen gas over here, or I'll bring it also down here as well to have some sort of like major drone area. This way I can drone everything from here to here, but then I have to get drones. Then I have to make batteries before I do that. Oh my god. I don't want to use trains. I don't have to use vehicles either. But then how can I make drones? Because to make drones, I need aluminium. But to make aluminium, I need my rocket fuel. But then to make my rocket fuel, I need drones. Because I need 1,000 batteries for you, which also requires all of this extra stuff here as well, which I can't make until I've made my iron facility. Unless I temporarily make, let's say, like 20 batteries per minute. You'd have to package nitrogen. A big pipeline. I could, but the thing is, I don't want it to look untidy, though. I want it to look neat. I suppose I could transport all of this using a conveyor belt temporarily. Because what I'm building with my nitrogen facility, this is not a temporary build at all. It's going to be staying here essentially forever. Do it in stages. Go with fuel, then do turbo fuel, then rocket fuel. That's always a possibility there as well. But then when it comes to the... Why does it keep zooming in so far? The power... What's it called? The fuel power generators. I'm going to have to keep on removing them, then adding them, then removing them, then adding them again. So I could be there for ages. And that's something else that I could do is rather than making like 6,000 rocket fuel straight away, I could start off with 1,000, then 2,000, because I don't need 360,000 megawatts. But I do want to try and get as much as I physically can, because nearby I have got the crude oil, I have got the water, I have got the nitrogen gas, and I pretty much have got the coal. It's just the sulfur that getting 2,000 of it's going to be a bit of a challenge. That's my main problem as of right now. Repurpose the pipes? Yeah, you could do that. Definitely. Batteries aren't worth making. I was trying to do the maths for it, and I think I came to the conclusion, because I've never properly made batteries before, that I want to at least try them. So that's going to be the goal here, to try the batteries. Maybe for my next playthrough in another year down the line, I might not commit with the batteries. But for as of right now, though, I think it could be an interesting challenge. So let's just try and work this out again. So, one of our factories is going to be over here. We're also going to have plastic, rubber, petroleum, coke, and I think something else also being produced over here as well. Have I got the world border? Why does it keep zooming out by so much? Let me just enable the world border. There we go. Is there anything else I can use for the drones temporarily? Fuel. That, oh, I suppose that would work. But then, I suppose if you were to build the factory, like right here, right next to the Spire Coast, let's say, somewhere along there, for rocket fuel. But that's going to be massive, though. Here's a better idea. If I build it literally like on the edge here. So what I can do is I can build a wall from here to here and make it look like an absolutely giant door. Like what I built yesterday's stream, but like to serve an actual purpose. This door can then have the conveyor belts for the coal over here, the sulfur, and probably even the pipes for the nitrogen gas. This way, I'm going to not be dealing with drones at all for anything over here. This completely eliminates all of my coal production and 1,200 of my sulfur. That won't be requiring any sort of drones. And about 1,800, I think we said, of the nitrogen gas. Water, of course, doesn't require it, and the crude oil. That will all then be coming down here. We'll make it look nice. I don't know how yet, but we'll think of it when the time comes, right? It's going to be a massive door, probably somewhere along here. That will then continue straight. Have some really cool decorations and whatnot. Then build the main part of the factory over here. Then the coal generators, the fuel generators will then be somewhere around here, taking up quite a large amount of room. The only thing I've got to do is make fuel. That is it. Everything else is essentially in its natural form. So sulfur remains as sulfur, coal remains as coal, nitrogen gas remains as nitrogen gas, then our crude oil and water then combine to make the fuel, essentially. That's basically it. And I do want to try and get some power immediately. So rather than making our rocket fuel straight away, I suppose we would have to make our fuel. Or what we could do, like I mentioned earlier, make 500 rocket fuel, then 1,000, then 4,000, then 6,000 to end off with. So build it in chunks instead, in little zones. That could definitely make sense. So I think that's what I'll commit with. Yep. We're going to get this temporary aluminium facility sorted within the next stream or two. Probably within the next stream, we'll say, not even the next couple of streams. After that, we'll then work on a miniature rocket fuel facility to give us enough power to then build everything else. After I've built the miniature rocket fuel facility, we are then going to move on to our main aluminium power plant, which is going to be this. After I've built all of that, we'll then have this done. We're then going to have this to make our batteries. Okay. It's a puzzle. It really is. It's just trying to get all the pieces to fit, which is quite difficult. A pretty blueprint to run pipes through. I've already done that. I've made that blueprint. Blue Crater Lake is the best with rocket fuel. That's where I built it last time, though. I don't want to do the exact same thing as our last playthrough, because then it's just repeating the same content. So I'm trying to do things a bit differently, which in itself makes things a bit more difficult, but I think it's worth it. Okay. Have I got any other sulfur nearby? Literally no. It's all down here. And there. So we'll think about that a bit later on. As of right now, though, we are going to make a quick trip over here to the swamp. But then we've got some bauxite there, because the main thing that I need now is bauxite and raw quartz. I don't think we need crude oil. Wait, there's no raw quartz here. Is there any place where they're quite close to each other? Just get rid of everything here. No, because bauxite's pretty much in a straight line. From there to there, it's just one straight line, essentially. Raw quartz, we've got some over there. How about here? But you're both impure nodes, though, so the most I can get out of you is 150. That's 300. That's 600 there in total. And then I believe I have to make some of our silica, because I haven't got the right recipe. And that should be enough. Although you are rather close as well. I could use a conveyor belt to bring you down. But for a temporary factory that I'm going to get rid of in a few minutes, it seems like a lot of work. How can I make this any easier for myself? Is there a way that I can just avoid the swamp? There's a good little cluster over there. Here. Yeah, this is just, it's a good place down here. Got some water. It's not a lot, it'll be enough. But I think we'll go down over there. The train just to gather it. That's what I did for my last playthrough. Literally just one train, got all the bauxite, brought it to one place, and there you go, done. Which is quite handy. Okay, I think that's what we're going to do. Let me get the music back here as well. We're going to head somewhere over here. Although I don't know exactly where that is, but it's somewhere here, isn't it? It's quite far away. So I think it's about time that we make something which I should have made a long time ago. There we go. Some of you might know what I'm going to be making. And I think I remember how to make it. It has been a while, but I think I know how to do it. Why is my jetpack giving me the wrong fuel? Thank you. Good for a starter factory? Yeah, I'm sure it will be. Yeah. Didn't need that. Where even is this thing? It's in transport, isn't it? I've got to remember how to actually make this. I know I've made a tutorial about it, but that was ages ago. Why is it lagging? Like, why does everything just lag for me? I don't necessarily know how far I want to make this. We'll go out by a few more, then I can just duplicate it if I need to. There we go, one more. And I think it was that. Then this one. I'm looking forward to streaming the Battlefield beta again tomorrow. It won't be as long as my last Battlefield beta stream, but I'm hoping it will still be fairly long. Like a couple hours, let's say. That should be aimed at a pretty good distance. The next thing to then do, I believe, is... Where is it? This? Missing materials, yay! Not too far away from our starter factory though, so that's completely fine. I was always going to be missing some materials there. Am I missing too much else? No, but we're fine for the rest of that. And fine for the rest of that there as well. Where am I going? Oh, right, yeah. The loop launcher. I actually want to try that one day. I'm not really too fussed about, like, the hypertube cannon. I like it. But I just plop down a very simple variant of it and then just use that, really. If it works, it works. The lag is getting really bad now. I don't understand why it's lagging. I've been in this particular part of the starter factory today dozens of times. It shouldn't still be lagging. I'm not making anything particularly different. There we go. A few more. Preferably, I would like to try and build a couple of these, because we have to go quite a significant distance. Although I have now got my packaged liquid biofuel, so I might be able just to fly for a little bit. So I'll place down one for now, see if it's too far, then place down potentially another one a bit later on. That's the good part of making it into a blueprint. Rather than having to redo this a bunch of times, just place it down once or twice and there you go. I don't think I'll be getting the teleporter in this playthrough either. Everything here connected? I believe so. Brilliant. And I think that's it. There we go. What should we do? I suppose we can do that. Why not? And let's see if this is going to actually be alright. It consumes a fair bit of power, if I'm not mistaken. Luckily, this is quite small, so it won't. Okay, I definitely do need one more here. I'm not even facing the right direction. Doesn't matter. I can just turn. I'm also wondering now, is this going to work? Nice, I pressed lock blueprint the second it autosaved, so it didn't actually work. How was that? I think this will be fine. No. Builder. It's quite loud, that sound. Okay, why don't you want to go into there? Maybe it's a bug, I don't know. Should we try that again? Right, okay, just get rid of all that then. Nice, cool. But now I've got to redo this, haven't I? And my game's gonna crash. Cool. So, I mean, it works. Definitely have to do at least triple that, I would say. But because of the lag, I can't really get like a good representation of how good it actually was. Nice. I am playing on medium graphics. My PC should not be struggling this bad. Oh well. The lake should be in front of us. Okay, I was on the space button there for like a good 5 seconds and we barely managed to go forwards. But we got there in the end. The loop launcher uses way less power and materials, so it's why it's... Oh, okay. I'll have to try that one day. I think we're getting close to the lake. We've got some nitrogen gas there, which is nice. Okay, it's right there. That's where we use our maps. It's actually quite a nice area. I don't want to massively destroy it, but we will be placing some stuff above there. Turn off the music just so I can record something. There we go. Nice. Okay, so this isn't necessarily the swamp. Instead, I've chosen to come over here instead. The reason as to why I've done that is because we've got some raw quartz lying around, which is fantastic. We've also got some bauxite. So these are the two main items, other than, of course, water, that I'm going to need for this miniature aluminium facility. And this is where we are going to begin. The first thing that I want to try and do is actually grab our foundations and place them under the water, roughly like this. Okay, that's vertical. There we go. This way, when I place... Nice. This way, when I place down my water extractors, I can snap it onto the grid, which makes life nice and simple for us. And it seems like we can get in a good couple dozen of these water extractors if I so need it, which is pretty nice. Also, is that I thought that was a crash site. It's not. Jump. There's a water geyser. Oh wow, nice. There's a couple up there. I think there's like 3 up there. Might as well get this. CPU bottleneck. Oh, that always happens.
I have a question.
I've just got a very bad PC. I can't really afford a new one though.
Can you explain what a temple is?
A temple is a vessel body, each a knot in our tapestry.
There we go. And go back over to our water extractors. So now let's just place down a bunch of these water extractors right here on these foundations. And change you to concrete. And then what we'll do is have a 4-meter concrete foundation that just goes straight across there like so. And then this is where we're going to be building our main refineries. I'm hoping this is going to be enough room. And when we scan for our raw quartz and our bauxite, yes, they do appear quite close. Very close, in fact. So let's get the basics established. Let's get all the resources here. Then let's start to make some aluminium. I can hear a couple of those cats. Oh well. Should be alright. Bow, bow, bow. Oh, there's tons of gas up there. Why is there gas around not nitrogen? Raw quartz. Oh dear. Some of that light there as well, because it's starting to get quite dark again. So what we are going to do is production. No. I shouldn't need too many of these. What are you? So you're actually a pure node. I can only carry 480 of you at the minute. I don't know if I'm going to need more than 480. So for as of right now, I'm going to leave it the way it is. I'll keep saying this, but this is just a temporary aluminium setup, just to try and get a few resources. That also doesn't consume much power either. I forgot about the power actually. Gotta try and bring that out here. There we go. So then bring you down to here. Well, I suppose just bring you down to here, in fact. Make it a bit easier. That looks so derp. We'll fix it a bit later on when I've got all the machines actually placed in here. 500 singularity cells. Damn, that sounds like it's going to be interesting. Now, our bauxite's going to be up there, isn't it? Ugh. No. Isn't it V? There we go. Jump. Good lag. How is it lagging? I went from here to here. The closest area towards us, I suppose, is going to be you two. I thought there's 3 over there, isn't there? Guess not. That's fine. That's okay. I will try and get over there, though. Hello. Luckily, I have got retaliate mode turned on. This way, I'm not dying every 1.1 seconds to a creature. I much prefer playing with retaliate to turn on rather than default. I much prefer it. Whoa, there's a lot of these creatures nearby, though. Damn. Why is there so many? In case you're wondering why I'm getting raw quartz, that's because I have to make silica. Preferably, I definitely don't want to be using this recipe. As of right now, I haven't really got a choice. There it is. I remember there's one there. And I'm pretty sure there's also one around there, but that didn't come up. I will double check though, because again, I'm like, sure. I'm very, very sure that there's one more around that corner, which didn't show up. So you can only give me about 150, which is fine, thank you though. That's 150 more than 0. I'm so confident I'm actually going to just start walking around here. There we go. I've been here before. I've done this exact same thing before, just not with this particular factory. This is where I got my bauxite for my main aluminium facility. So this was a long time ago now. I remember decorating everything. We made the conveyors look quite nice as well. And we never went back since. Spent hours working on that. Not yet, Zal. We haven't... Well, we've literally just unlocked aluminium. So it would have been impossible for us to actually have found that recipe. Until like 10 minutes ago. Let's get out of it. Too far, obviously. Yep. 29 out of... What was it? 28 is the max? Yep, so I was off there by 1. Try and save a bit of health and go back up there to overclock it and connect it to some power. I think that was a normal one, isn't it? We'll see. Okay, we've got about 4 bars of health. I don't think that's even enough. Have I got any berries on me, potentially? Yes, we've got some nuts. Those would do. Yeah, welcome to everyone who's currently tuning into the stream. At the moment, we are building a temporary aluminium factory. This won't necessarily look very neat, but it will function the way it needs to function for us to benefit from it. Eventually, I am planning an absolutely gigantic and hopefully rather neat-looking aluminium facility, which will be massive in comparison to this, like, enormous. So I hope that you guys are looking forward to that, because it will be pretty good fun. We have got quite a lot of work to do, though, before then. So let's try and smash that, get it sorted. And there should be one more around here. That did not select what I selected. That's alright. Welcome, Cabals. It's been a minute, man. Welcome back. Hope that you're doing good. Oh, I'm going to have to try and overclock it now as well. Damn. I think it said this was a normal one, if I'm not mistaken. No, you're also impure. That's completely fine. What we can do here is combine... oh, dear. Combine you and you together. And because you are pure, you just stay where you are. That should be alright. Production, no, logistics, merger, I know it looks a bit crap, and that's, again, I don't massively care too much about it, because I'm going to be demolishing this factory in the next few episodes, probably. I know I keep saying it, but like, if it's your very first time watching the channel, or if you don't know how I build, you might be thinking, why is he building like in such a crap playstyle? It's not. It's intentionally supposed to look like that. I want to try and bring you to... yeah. Just keep going straight, essentially. So yeah, don't be too alarmed if you do see my playstyle and think, oh dear, that's not very good. It does get better. I don't really want to be going down here, actually, do I? Just dead end. 420 refineries to process old crude oil into heavy oil residue. Oh, wow. That's a fair bit. Do you go straight down? So preferably I had to go around there. I thought I would have been able to go that way. No. Okay. Makes things a bit more difficult for us, but that's fine. The reason why I'm heading around here is because I have a power line somewhere close to us, which is quite nice. Permanent of the new save. No, never. Okay, maybe. This is beautiful, by the way. I know it probably looks like really crap on stream because of my settings, but this looks really nice. Damn, this game is beautiful. It really is. It's a shame we're going to be destroying it. And there we go. That's where I wanted to go, I think. To connect somewhere up there. Too long. Let me connect to you. Watch this be too long. No, you actually aren't? No way. So that's now all completely turned on. That's fantastic. Let's go back. In fact, this is where... No, I don't think I'm getting any of my bauxite from up there, but there is bauxite up here. It's where I'm getting all of my coal from my steel? Yeah. Again, all of this is completely temporary as well. I am planning on building a rather large steel factory, but the majority of it will be inside my iron factory, since all of my steel pipes are being used making the iron pipe alternate. And then regarding my steel beams, I'm not really needing very many of them. But that too, I believe, will also be made inside my iron factory. Or at least very close to it, but most likely inside of it. Because that will be large. Okay, where were we? It's daytime now. I've lost where we were. Okay, I think we're further up there. I believe. No, further up here. We should have 2 conveyor belts somewhere in front of us. Yeah. Oh, it's still nighttime over here. How is it still nighttime here? I suppose because of the trees, right? It's also going to be quite important to remember what's the 480 line and what's the 300. So you're 300, you're 480. Roger. $480, 300. Oh. Nope. Come on. We're almost there. Logistically, this won't be a difficult project. At least it shouldn't be. Although we are also making water as a byproduct, aren't we? Damn. Trying to find a way to reuse that now as well. The last thing I want to try and do. Although I suppose I know what to do. I just don't know if I've got the strength to do it. Somewhere up here now, isn't it? And again, 480, 300. Okay, good. Just making sure everything's still lined up. Really? I knew that was going to happen. Lovely. Must be pretty close now, right? Surely. Oh, I'm going over it now. That's where I wanted to go. I was going the right way. Creature is in the way. Yeah, look, you're doing like some sort of conga line. What is this? Watch him stop right underneath. Good. A hostile enemy is literally doing a conga to stop me playing the game. Nuts. Oh, God damn it, man. It's fine. As long as we reach our destination with the same amount of resources that we started with, it's okay. There we go. That's good enough. Can I try and belt you down? Yeah, but you sort of go into the cliff there. That's quite annoying, actually. Can I try and bring you over to here? Yes. Definitely a bit of a trek. We made it. I still don't necessarily know if I've been using all of this bauxite. We're gonna have to do the maths for it now. Maths! Yay! So again, 480 bolts, 300. That's all good. That's completely fine. I might have to extend that over there eventually. Let's wait and see. So, where do I make the very first item, the ingots? I'm pretty sure it has to be a foundry, right? Have we used a foundry? No, we have used a foundry, haven't we? Maybe here. There we go. Couldn't find it. Right. 70. Oh, that's so much, man. It's so much silica. It's such a waste. And for our silica, not bad. We got, what is it, 480? Divide by 3 times by 5. Should be 800, right? We got roughly 800 silica. That's quite a lot. Whoa, the bean's floating. The bean is floating. That's pretty cool. So I can make roughly 600 aluminium ingots. I don't really want to. With 900 aluminium scrap. Okay. Let's try and get our flow sheet out. Which is going to be you. So, what do we necessarily want to make? Well, obviously aluminium stuff, right? But how much of the aluminium stuff? Because, I mean, all these recipes that I'm having over here is what I want to do, but I can't actually afford any of them. Not just for resources, but like even alternate recipe-wise, I can't afford a single one. So what we'll do is let's try and think about the items that I want to try and make. The most important by a significant landslide is the alcalads. Aluminium sheets. There we go. How many do I want to make per minute? Preferably like 30. Minimum. But if I was to do 10 for now, let's see where we can go from there. And then when it comes to everything else aluminium wise, what can I currently like afford? Or even like begin to make? Casing? Okay. Aluminium. Casing. I don't need many of these. We'll go 5 per minute. And then again, like, I can always just increase it if I want to. I most certainly will with the alkali aluminium sheets, but with everything else, I'm not quite sure just yet. So, starting with our sheets, what do I need for you? An assembler. Okay. I'll also get my refinery place down as well whilst I'm here. So you're going to be 10 aluminium ingots. We need copper as well. Please be close. Oh, thank the heavens. It's a normal node, which is 300. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I completely forgot about copper. But luckily, I had it covered. Sort of. Definitely intentionally, absolutely. Per blender? What, you make casings in the blender? I don't plan on doing that. Just making my aluminium casings in my, Is it a constructor that you can make them in? Or an assembler? Shouldn't be a manufacturer though. Or blender. That's what I prefer as well, Zell, the Coke one. But unfortunately, I am using what recipes I've got. Hence, again, why this is a temporary facility. So I can make all my aluminium products that I'm going to need, whilst I also go out looking for the recipes I actually want. Brilliant. When it comes to power, I suppose let's get a power pole down here. Let's go connect it all. Yeah, today's stream is a bit different than what I thought I'd be doing. We managed to get everything done that I wanted though, which is quite nice. I don't know what I've got my next stream titled, but we need recipes. Wire is too long, of course it is. I think that's the birthday stream, isn't it? Now, all we have to try and do is just follow our bauxite routes. Which is, like, massively wrong, but oh well. This is some sort of, like, let's game it out style factory. How far we've fallen. That was an epic jump. I'm glad I went forward almost 1 centimeter there. What day is it today? Wednesday, right. So tomorrow is Thursday, which is the Battlefield stuff. Then Friday is, I think, the birthday stream. I don't know. Like, when even is my birthday? Love the pasta. Is that a spaghetti reference? Wow. Thank you. Is what I'm going to say to that. Thank you. I'm not crying. No. I'm not crying. I'm stronger than that. No. Words can't break me. It's okay. So yeah, 10 of you lots. We need... Oh! Welcome, Rob. Hope that you're well. I'm getting tilted. That's 3.4. Move it over there. And 10 aluminium ingots. Please, my keyboard stopped working. There we go. Your PC's antivirus has expired. Yep. Yeah, that was going to happen. Okay. Then regarding you, since you're nice and simple just to get out my way. I mean, to deal with. There we go. Then regarding the aluminium ingots, no. Then come down over there. And how do I make my aluminium ingots? That's what we were up to before, wasn't it? So it's you. Which is 15 aluminium scrap and then 12.5 silica. Okay. So 12.5 silica and 15 aluminium scrap. No. No. Let's get the silica out the way with, because you just require raw quartz. Is it going to be like 10 or something? Just a quick guess. We've been live now for 2 hours. Oh, almost 2.5 hours. Okay. Oh, I want to get the maths for this done. So, 12.5. 7.5. Okay. And for the aluminium scrap, or the scrap, apparently, we need 15 of you. Which means I need coal as well then, right? Yep, we also need coal. Is there any even nearby that I can remember? Literally there's one up there, but I'm using that. Oh dear. There. Deary me. Okay, are you even like a good one? You're impure? What are you? Normal, but I'm using most of it, so I'm gonna have to drag that out to there. First of all, how much coal do I actually need? Or raw quartz? What do I pronounce it funny? I need 15 scrap, which is 5. I'm doing all this for 5 coal. Okay. Right. In that case, the impure node should be enough then. Because I can get 150 from the impure one. Oh, there's a bean there. Which is 30 times this. Oh yeah, that should be enough then. Of course, I went for the jump and the portals went the way, but everything's just going wrong. It's annoying when everything goes wrong. Although that's all too common for this channel. And bring you down. Lovely. This works, I think. Again, a temporary facility, chat. This is not here to stay. This is only very temporary until I can get back up on my feet and start making stuff. Because we need power. If I'm going to build my entire aluminium factory, which is consuming many thousands of resources and making many tens of thousands, if not over like 100,000 items per minute, we're just going to run out of power, which isn't very good. So I've then got to build a temporary fuel area. My rocket fuel. So, yeah, it could be stressful, but it could be fun as well. If you have just tuned to the stream, welcome, guys. Hope you are doing well, and thank you again very much for watching. That's why we are here. Wow. You're telling me it isn't for the epic gameplay? Where I get nothing wrong. Ever. Never have, never will. Now you're twisting my leg in 3 different directions. Why is there gas? Why is there gas? There we go. Doesn't this look perfect? Like, wow. This is unbelievably believable. Road did the possible. What an unforgettable moment. What a forgettable moment, should I say. You know what? You're going to go straight through the mountain. Why? Because we're built that way. That's right. Why is there... Is that radiation as well around here? I'm out of resources. Okay, how far away are we from this godforsaken thing? I can't move, man. Must be close now. Okay, I can actually see it. Never mind, I can see bugger all. Oh, there it is. Obviously, I can't afford you, because that would be, like, really cringe if I could. Like, really cringe. Let's try and connect you, then, to some power. Which I believe it might be easier just to go straight across here. Let's try that. $100,000 is a lot. With a bauxite in the world, you can make, like, 12,000. Yeah. It's probably not like 100,000, but like as in every single resource that I'm needing to make. So that includes like the ingots and the ores as well. It's probably somewhere close like 50,000. So let's say we'll be producing a good few thousand items, but we'll be automating close to 60k. I could add it all up, but it would just hit me forever. It's a lot, essentially. A lot of many stuff and things. There we go. It's just temporary. That's why, Rob. That's why. Eventually, yes, it is actually going to be a use for the conveyor belt highway, but because this is such a temporary project, there's no point me building the conveyor belt highway, spending like an additional half an hour, or probably longer than that, making everything, when I could just do this instead. I can't move a mouse around. There we go. Not 100k items. Let's see. So this is like the aluminium factory. About 2,000 there. Let's say a bit less than 4. That's 4,000. 7,000. 10,000. I mean, that by itself, another like 3. That's about 13,000 resources. 14,000. An extra few thousand there. Let's say up to like 20k, including all of this. That's all a bit less. Plus all of that over there as well. Plus the heat sinks. That's another 1,000, so that's like a good 10, maybe 8k added onto there. Again, a good few thousand there. Good few thousand there. So we are still looking at quite a lot of items being automated. Another 1,000 aluminium casing. Plus again, all the raw resources here that we're also getting in like an extra amount. So that's an additional 6,000 water, hundreds of polymer resin, an extra 20k, 22k items here that we're needing to automate. So we must be doing at least 50k, at least 50 to 60. Is there anything else I'm going to be needing now? Can I afford like an extra 10 of you lots? No. Do I need an extra 10 of you lots? No. I think that's honestly going to be okay. And can I now afford you? I can. So after I connect our call, I believe all of the prep is essentially done. And then we can start our proper factory. Ooh. How exciting. Myra is not a Satisfactory app, no. You can use it for whatever, essentially. But I use it personally for Satisfactory. Because one day I just typed in, like, something. And that app came up and it felt pretty good. I used it for a bit. I enjoyed its service. Welcome the great artist. Welcome to the stream. Hope that you're doing well. It's like a work management kind of thing. Uh-oh. Oh, Mercer Sphere. Have to collect that one day. I'm not sponsored by Myro, but I think that the product that they offer is very good. There's also a paid version. I don't use that, no. Hope you are too. Yeah, we're not doing bad. Although, like, the amount of things that have gone wrong in this stream today is actually, like, making me on edge. So after I connect this, we'll do, like, a conclusion. I'll then talk about what we're going to be doing tomorrow. And then, yeah. Happy days. That looks like a stop. Another Mercer Sphere. I don't want to actually collect these Mercer Spheres. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Damage me. 10,000 concrete for the singularity cells. Yeah, 500 is a lot. I'm guessing you're doing teleportation stuff though, right? I rid an animal there by accident. Whoops. So where did the conveyor belt go up to before? Because we did actually drag out a conveyor belt fairly close to her. See it? Okay, I can see it. You didn't connect? There we go. When we can start seeing the call, we've essentially done everything. Everything's then connected. Why can't we see the call? Wait, what? You're hooked up to power. Nope. Did I did connect you though. Oh wait, no, I didn't do the final connection. There we go. Okay. We shouldn't have to come back up here now, I don't think. Maybe, hopefully. Nice. The final recording for the stream. So, all of our raw resources are now here. I did accidentally forget about the copper and the coal, but don't worry, we've now managed to drag that all out. Now what we have to try and do is see how many resources per minute we actually want to try and make, with the main two items being the aluminium casing, and most importantly, by a landslide, the alclad aluminium sheets, since that is what we need to make our Mark 6 or Mark 5 even conveyor belt. It's not quite up to Mark 6 just yet, but regardless, it's still a rather important item. I've been, yeah, just go straight through the factory. It's not like I've just built this right next to your walking path or anything. No, okay, maybe I might have, but it's still your fault. Maybe. Oh, dearie me. Those blinking beans, man. It's like, they see what you're building, and their first thought is, you know what? I don't really associate with you being here. So they make it their mission to get in the way. It's like having a cat or something. Look at that face. I've been... Look at the death stare. There is not a single thought behind those eyes. Not even one. Look at it. Look at that smile. Oh. Hello. Wait, why have you got scratches all over you? What have you been doing? Look at those scratches. Have you been getting into a fight? I'm going to call you, Bartholomew. Yeah. Deary me. Regardless, stream, that will just about conclude today's live stream. We have got quite a lot to get done on Friday. And I'm sure we will. We'll start off the aluminium facility. It'll be pretty good fun. And hopefully you guys will tune into it. You don't have to. But yeah, that's what we'll be doing. A lot of aluminium stuff, getting that all sorted, doing some other hub stuff, maybe starting some rocket fuel logistics. We've got quite a lot to get sorted now. I do want to try and plan a list off camera of like the order in which I want to try and do everything. So that will probably take me some time to do, but regardless, it should still be a rather enjoyable beats of fun. It'll be interesting. I'm trying to make it sound better than what it's probably going to end up being, but luckily, like the actual, I can't see my mouse cursor. Hello? Where is my mouse cursor? Oh, there we go. Thank you. But yeah, it should still be rather good fun regardless, though. But thank you very much for watching. And thank you for as I try and get the likes up on stream so I can thank everyone, as Google takes about an hour to open. Thank you for Hurry up. 10 likes on today's stream. Got there in the end. Yeah, YouTube's a bit slow, but oh well. Thank you for the 10 likes. That is extremely kind. And a massive thank you again to Jimmy for those 10 gifted memberships. That is extremely kind. That is extremely generous, man. So thank you for that. So have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll see everyone again tomorrow for the Battlefield stream, then Friday for the birthday stream. Have an amazing rest of your day, and remember, Godspeed.